Hello, Bill. Still here. Yeah, okay. I got, this is for B, Chisholm. This is for B. I'll only say your name once. Apparently you said number 4 on the choices. Number 1 was maintain Queensway House and look after the residents, sort of thing, which is what the council's job is. Isn't the council's job to look after the residents? Isn't the council's responsibility to look after the flats and look after the maintenance of Queensway House? Isn't that actually the government, isn't that the council's job to maintain the homes of the citizens of Queensway House? Is their job. It is what they are paid to do. It is the only reason we pay our council tax. It's so that the council is supposed to look after us. Now, you are threatening my home with demolition. Yes, the council is now threatening my bloody home with demolition. 23 fucking years I've lived here. My home. And now, you're threatening to demolish Queensway House and move me out of my home where I have lived for 23 years and built my own community. Believe it or not, whether the flats are empty, I have a whole fucking community up here of my own, in my own little TARDIS flat sort of thing. It's big on the inside, alright? Hell of a lot big on the inside. I built a town up here. Had my dreams up here. Made my films up here. Now you want to move me somewhere else. Kick me out of my home and make me start again. I'm 53 fucking years old. I don't want to move. I was home, but now you're threatening to demolish it. What is the difference between Queensway House? In fact, B won't like this joke. Here's a joke for B. You're not really B, you're D, actually. And I won't even give you a D, I'll give you a U, unclassified. You do not have the right, D. You do not have the right to decide the fate of the residents of Queensway House. You do not live here. M'lady, you were quite nice in the beginning. And then you turned fucking nasty. You were like a fucking cobra, nasty you were. Horrible to me, D. I won't call you B, because I'm B, Bill Bailey. I'm BB. I'm Bill Bailey, BB. Bill Bailey. Actually, it's WJB, but, that might be a bit confusing. You don't live here, so you do not get a vote. It's none of your fucking business what happens to Queensway House, really. I thought you were really nice. I thought you were really nice when you came up to my flat. And I invited you in and you came into my flat and you said to me, Bill, I'm going to look after your flat now. This is what that woman said. I'm going to come and look after your house because my thingamy, I can't say the word son because the son lives in the block. He's about 7 foot tall. He's about 7 foot tall. Tough luck, you bitch. He's 7 foot tall. He lives in this block apparently, or did live in this block. I don't know if he still does. I don't know what floor or wherever, but I know he does, because that's the reason that you were fucking taking responsibility for the block, Mrs. I'll call you, no, I won't even call you Mrs. I'll call you, can I call you Miss, I'll call you, because I can't use your real name anymore because you don't like me very much. I'll call you, well, I only know the one word which to describe you with rhymes with that letter. But that's a dog. But anyway, nothing more than. But you have no right to claim to be the advocate of Queensway House because I don't like you and you do not live here. And the fact that you do not represent everybody in Queensway House. You represent maybe a dozen people in Queensway House. And if people want to move, good, look after them. Great, thank you. But don't pretend to be a friend, and don't pretend to be the advocate of Queensway House, because you do not fucking live here. You do not fucking live here, so you are not the advocate of Queensway House, because you won't even talk to me, you don't like me, and I don't like you very much now, because I know you now. Now that I know you, I do not like you. Sorry for the guy upstairs or downstairs or wherever he fucking lives, but I do not like your mother. I'm sorry for this 7 foot tall guy, lovely bloke, who's very friendly. He rescued my cat once, actually. When my cat fell out of the window, it was your son who rescued my cat. So don't tell me that he didn't live or didn't live in Queensway House, because I know your son before I knew you. I knew your son before, and he might beat me up, he could do. Lovely bloke, though. But he rescued my cat, you see. This boy, there's this, your son, 7 foot tall one. Don't know where he fucking lives, somewhere in the block. But he only took my cat to the vet. And the thing is, it was a fucking hot day, right? And the fact is, do you believe me, please? You know his fur was a mess. When my cat died, Merlin, when my cat died, believe me, honestly, 1 week before he jumped out of the window, my cat, it was a very hot day. It was that hot day, I don't know how many years ago now. I can't even remember what year it was now. But it was a fucking hot day. And my cat, because I left the window closed, my cat got very hot in the flat one day, and he was running around the kitchen. I don't know why he was running around the kitchen, but it was. But the whole fucking flat was open. But he was running around the kitchen, and he jumped into he jumped into, he was a very jumpy cat. He jumped into my chip pan. Honest to God, my cat, one day, this is a true story. My cat, who I loved fucking loads, actually. I fucking loved my cat, Merlin. But he jumped into the chip pan. He used to jump around a lot. He jumped into my chip pan. Luckily, it was a cold. The chip pan was cold. And he got covered in oil. This is a true story. He got absolutely soaked in fucking oil. Have you seen a pussy cat soaked in fucking vegetable oil from a chip pan? He was absolutely drenched in chips. So I had to wash him. You see, I had to wash my cat in the shower. Well, in the sink. Basically, I had to wash this is a true story. So I had to wash the cat in the sink. So I had to scrub his fur. I had to scrub his fucking fur with a lot of fucking shampoo and stuff. Trying to get the fucking, well, I didn't use shampoo actually. I used washing up liquid, I think, or something. But I had to scrub his fur to get the fucking oil out of my cat. Because he was totally soaked to the skin in fucking vegetable oil. And so he looked a mess afterwards. I dried him down, right? And I had to pick out a bit of fur. Seriously, I did that. And he was wormed basically every other week. He didn't eat the food though. It's very hard to get my cat wormed because he didn't like the worming tablets and stuff. And I had to sort of like force feed him sometimes. But he didn't. But after I had to wash him in the sink, because he had oil covered in them, he looked a bit of a mess. Like, he really looked a mess, that book. And then he on another then he stopped talking to me. He wouldn't talk to me for about a week. Because I had to wash, because cats don't like being washed. And I had to really scrub him down because he got covered in oil. So anyway, eventually, about a week or two later, I found him on the window ledge outside. This is a true story about Merlin. True story about Merlin, my cat. This is a true story about Merlin. Merlin was my cat. Merlin was my cat. This is the true story of Merlin, my pussy cat. Right, this is the true story of Merlin, my pussy cat. Anyway, he used to sit on the bin, on a metal bin in the kitchen. All week, for about a week, like afterwards, he wouldn't even talk to me. He used to sit on my lap long ago. Once upon a time, he used to sit on my lap, but I had to wash him because he got himself covered in bloody oil, vegetable oil. And After that, he would not even talk to me. He hissed when I went near him, sort of thing, for about a week. He really hated my guts after that because I had to wash him because he got covered in oil. So he didn't really like me very much, you know. He got really a bit nasty for a while. Anyway, one day when I came home from work, I found him, because it was a really hot day. I opened the window and can I mind to get a beer? Hold on a second. Anyway, I found Merlin, right, and he was outside on the window ledge. You know, you got a little ledge outside the window, yeah? My cat was sitting, I opened the window and he was sitting on the window ledge, so I sort of coaxed him back inside, you know? So then I closed the window because it was a fucking hot day, like. So when my mates came up, I said, don't open the window, guys. None of you open the window, right? And then one day Luke, he came up, like, I said, it's fucking hot, Bill, and he opens the window, right? Next thing I know, I get on the knock on the door, and my cat, and someone said, or someone texted one of my mates or whatever, and there's a message that my cat's fallen out of the window, and my cat fell down 9 flights of stairs, or 8 flights of stairs onto the concrete bit, which is about the first floor, isn't it? Because you've got the Polish shop, haven't you, on the ground floor. So my cat sort of like fell onto that first floor bit, and this woman's son, who, I don't know whether he still lives here. This woman who I'm not allowed to mention her name, etc., who doesn't like me very much. Her son actually was the one who rescued the cat. He saw the cat fall. Apparently he saw the cat fall and he rescued the cat. And some woman drove him to the vet. But she said I wasn't looking after the cat because his fur was such a mess. But the fact is, the cat's fur was like that because the week before he'd fallen into a chip pan. He'd actually got himself totally soaked over with a fucking chip pan. That's why the cat's fur was like that. Okay? Okay, that's a true story. But it was this woman's son who actually rescued the cat, managed to get him to the vet. But anyway, I phoned the vet. Managed to get through to the vet. And thank you to that woman who took him to the vet. So I do apologise, Merlin. But for the lady who took him to the vet, thank you very much. But the truth is, the reason his fur was such a mess was because he had got himself soaked in a chip pan. He literally jumped onto the cooker. My cat actually literally jumped on the cooker about a week before, and he got himself drenched totally in vegetable oil. So I had to wash him and I had to bathe him. So my cat didn't like me very much. Okay, true story. After that, my cat did not like me after that, you know. And then the next fucking time, when my mates opens the window, the cat goes out because it was a fucking hot day. And my cat's sitting on the ledge outside, and my cat falls down 8 flights of floors onto the first floor ceiling, whatever. But thanks to the chap, I don't even know your name, man. But thanks to the chap, that 7-foot tall guy, the one who took my pussycat Merlin to the window, to the vet, who got him to the vets, got this woman to take him to the vets. And thank you for the woman who took him to the vets. And the reason his fur was such a mess was because he had a chip pan, vegetable oil built over. He jumped in because it was a hot day. Because I didn't open the window, you see. Because I found him on the ledge one day, right? The truth is, I found Merlin, my pussycat, on the window ledge one day because it was a hot day a few years back. So I had to get him back in, and I closed the window, and I would not open the window, you see. So it got hotter and hotter and hotter and hotter. And one day my mate, he opened the window and my cat went down. But that was just after he got covered in chip pan fat, and I had to wash him off. That's why his fur was a bit of a mess. Seriously. Anyway, yes, about Queensway House, yeah. 9 floors up. 50 actually. Well, I'm 53 now, but I'm 50 years old. 53 years old, sorry. I live in number 50, but I'm 53 years old. But I don't want to move, man. I don't want to start again. If I have to start again, this is all going to be fucked up and everything's going to be mushed away, and they're threatening me with demolition, man. And I'm very upset about it. But I said, again, what is the difference between Grenfell Towers and Queensway House? Well, in Grenfell Towers, the cladding caught fire and the building went on fire. Complete building went up on flames. The whole building, Grenfell Towers, went up in flames, right? Because someone had a fire, and it went up in flames on the out, burning, burning, burning. So what is the difference between Queensway House and Grenfell Towers? Well, Queensway House is doomed for demolition now. So Queensway House is doomed for demolition, right? Yeah? And they're going to knock down Queensway House. Okay, the difference is that in 2020, Queensway House will be a pile of rubble. But Grenfell Towers is still standing. I said Queensway House will be a pile of rubble, but Grenfell Towers is still standing. Boom, boom.